Well, as Halloween Horror Nights has grown in popularity and is one of the more popular things in the Universal theme parks every Halloween season, they announced last year that they were going to be doing a year-round Halloween Horror Nights themed haunted house out in Las Vegas. There weren't a lot of details at that time about it, but they have dropped some more details here on Inside Universal, and they even have a preview video that we can check out here. So we're going to read through this and give some thoughts on it. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. Again, this is from Inside Universal, as they share some more details on their new year-round Vegas attraction, Universal Horror Unleashed. So Universal has shared more details on what will be featured at their new year-round Vegas haunted attraction, Universal Horror Unleashed, announcing it will feature haunted houses based on Universal monsters, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Exorcist Believer, and Scarecrow the Reaping. The new concept will be located at Area 15 in Las Vegas is Universal's first permanent attraction, set to open in 2025. For decades, Universal's Masters of Horror have created some of the world's most frightening films, blah, blah, blah. And they have a video here we can check out. So we're going to watch this real quick. If I'm this guy, I would be trying to get. I'd be a cease and desist. I would like my likeness off of this video here. Personally speaking, that's just not a. If it's me, first off, I'm not going to tell them that they can film me going through a haunted house. But I don't think I'd want my reaction being this on a widely shared video. I don't know. That's funny to me. Oh. So that's one thing about this is it's going to have like a bar and lounge aspect to it. So it's almost like, I'm sure like it's probably the similar concept to say a escape room type of scenario where a lot of those will have the escape rooms, but there's like a lounge and bar and you can get food and kind of make it a, like you can hang out there whole evening and do the different things like that. So that seems like what is another vibe they're going for. I mean, parts of it there look, and I don't think there's any, they have something at the very end here, it looks like. So low. It looks like, now if you've ever seen, obviously Universal has the tribute stores, which are these very well themed, basically like gift shops or shopping areas, which I think are a very unique thing and very well done. And they're almost an attraction in themselves, because if you've never been in them, they'll have separate rooms. Each one's themed to a little bit different thing, but the room itself has a lot of theming elements that go along with, like, let's say it's Mardi Gras or like Christmas time or summer, whatever it is. But it looks like if you look at some of these still shots, I mean, it looks very reminiscent of how they do the tribute stores, but it looks like it's themed inside this like bar area. And it seems if we look at some of these that they've got, looks like there's like actors and characters. I think that's part of the haunted house. Yeah, like this, I mean, very reminiscent of the food items you can also get in a tribute store here, like the little cart there where it looks like drinks or snacks you can get. And then, I mean, one part looked like there was probably scare actors in there as well, which that's kind of a cool element. If I can find where it was at here. But yeah, so you got here, like you're just sitting around, like you got food, you got drinks. I mean, again, this looks very much like a tribute store in terms of how it's themed here. And then it looks like they've got scare actors coming in the eating and drinking area as well. Yeah, like right here. That's what I was looking for. So, I mean, it looks like a really cool aspect to it. Like, I like the idea of it. I thought it was a unique idea to begin with. With Halloween Horror Nights being more popular, obviously it's an interesting idea. I don't know if a year-round one is something that's going to be a huge success. I don't know outside of Halloween what the demand is for it, but I'm not really I'm not going to claim to know in the inside outs of like the haunted house and horror genre. I'm sure there's probably demand there, but I just don't know personally about it. So surrounding the houses are 4 sinisterly themed and immersive areas featuring unique live entertainment experiences. In select locations, guests can enjoy eerie eateries and bars featuring horror-centric food and drink offerings, much like what they do at Halloween Horror Nights. Plus, guests can expect a continuously updated experience with must-see seasonal events and one-of-a-kind merchandise. It says that Horror Unleashed will also feature Jack the Clown, a beloved character from Halloween Horror Nights history, which that was who we saw at the very end there. Universal's rich history in the creation of the horror genre drove our desire to bring a year-round horror experience to the incredible entertainment offerings in Las Vegas, said Paige Thompson, president of New Ventures for UDX. We're thrilled to have our award-winning creative entertainment teams working tirelessly to bring these terrors to life in 2025. Says further details will be provided in the coming months, and stay tuned for that. And here's some more concept art here of some of the aspects of it. I mean, that bar looks really cool. It looks like there's a stage show perhaps above it, or those might just be either animatronics or just a stationary scene you can look at there. But I mean, it looks like I'm intrigued by this. Now, I guess the question would come into, personally for me, I don't think this is something I would go to Vegas for specifically to check out. But if you are in that area, this is probably something that brings a unique atmosphere, a unique, experience to that area if you're already there. And I think this is part of Universal's approach to, obviously we talk about Disney World versus Universal Studios. You have Epic Universe, but if you look what Universal's doing, they're sprinkling in experiences kind of all over the country. So you have this out in Las Vegas. You have the kids theme park that they're building down in Frisco, Texas. I think Universal's approach here is to not just go after, like, obviously they're in the Orlando area and going after that market. And some people have theorized about out in California, but they do have, Universal Studios Hollywood, but it's a very small park and it really doesn't have the space to really do what they do out at Universal Orlando. But I think instead of competing directly in that area, and I would guess, buying up land and building things out in California is very expensive, but doing more of these attractions sprinkled out maybe throughout the country is an interesting concept and idea. Now, I'm not going to make any predictions on how this is going to work because, again, I don't think I know enough about it to really say much. I like the idea of it. I think diversifying it this way is much different than what, say Disney or other places have done with this. And Halloween Horror Nights is very, very popular. I mean, it's growing year after year. So doing a year-round haunted house is probably a pretty good idea here. Now, I would be interested if this is successful. I imagine you will see more of these perhaps in other areas. Maybe they put one more on the East Coast, closer to... I don't know if they'd put one closer to Orlando because I probably would worry about cannibalization in terms of that event, people traveling to Orlando. But you could see something like this popping up more like, say, the Midwest or something like that. So I think these ideas they're doing are inventive, and this does seem really cool. If you're a Halloween Horror Nights fan, I definitely think this is something that would obviously appeal to that crowd, but I could see a lot of people out in Vegas. There's plenty of things to do out there, but this is a unique thing that I think would fit the Vegas crowd. I guess it would just come down to, is a year-round one gonna be, is there enough demand for it, especially around the Halloween season? I think this thing will be insanely popular. But I suppose if you're looking at like, June, July, like, are people looking to do this? I just don't know the answers to that. But if you have a guess or you think, you know that market better than me, let us know in the comments because I simply just don't know. In terms of how this is laid out, I would love to see something like this more in Halloween Horror Nights itself and say Universal Studios with more of like the themed bars and specific areas like this. Obviously, you have the haunted houses and you have the themed food, but like specific areas where you've got these like very themed bars and stuff. I think that would be really cool. You could do something like that inside the parks. But either way, that is all the information we have on this. So a little bit more details here. They didn't say when it's opening in 2025, but in 2025, there seems to be a lot of things coming on the horizon for Universal, not only Epic Universe, but now they have this Halloween Horror Nights attraction out in Vegas opening. So I think they're definitely ramping things up to, continue to do basically what you look at what Universal is doing. They're doubling down on what they've done really well. So they've done theme parks well over the last 10 years, especially opening up Epic Universe. Obviously, Halloween Horror Nights has become a very popular attraction, so they're doubling down and doing this, year-round haunted house. So they're being very aggressive, And we'll have to wait and see on the details of what they announced, probably closer to the end of the year, maybe the beginning of next year, in terms of when it's going to open, pricing, and all those things like that. But either way, that's going to be it though for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And again, let us know in the comments what you think about this, and do you think a year-round Halloween Horror Nights attraction is going to be a hit for Universal? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.